Now, the junction section. We'll start at the top with approach speed. Approach speed, as it suggests, is coming up to a junction too quickly to be able to either observe properly, steer effectively, or simply slow the car down in reasonable time. Here are a couple of clips from the same test that were both marked serious for approach speed.
At the end of the road, turn left please.
Here, maybe we were put off by or thought we were going to the road opposite. We seem to lose our bearings and don't follow the curb to the left, resulting in being on the wrong side of the road, and the overcorrection was the candidate being panicked, not by other vehicles, but by something else.
Pull up on the left at a safe place please.
Marked as approach speed, but maybe marking down the steering would have been more accurate as it was an open junction, so the speed was reasonable considering that. So it can get murky as to which section will get marked, as opinion can vary from one examiner to the next. Our approach speed in the clip wasn't too bad considering it was an open junction and it was easy to see that nothing was coming. Late observation may have played a role, but really, the steering, not enough to follow the curb to the left, then overcorrecting, was a big problem. For the next clip, approach speed does play a more significant role. This right turn is very difficult to see until the last second, due to the varying gradients.
Turn right, then, turn right.
Only now do we really see it, and because we haven't slowed sufficiently, we severely cut the corner, which should be another serious fault for junction approach speed, as that was definitely the cause of the problem this time. However, you will have noticed we were momentarily on the wrong side of the road as we turned in, therefore, we cut the corner, and there is a section for that. If it were marked as cutting corners it would still be serious, as we had all four wheels on the wrong side of the road. Here is a minor corner cut. We should take it wider, aiming more toward the Fiesta on the left, than the Mini, in case of oncoming traffic in the new road. There were no road markings, so it's hard to tell, but if there had been, we would have only partially cut over the center, rather than fully. If a vehicle had been coming the other way though, and gotten close to us, then it could have been serious. Back to approach speed. They can be minor too, like this example.
After 200 yards, turn left. Turn left.
Probably didn't pay enough attention to there being another turn so soon after the roundabout. It seemed quite rushed there, missing the turn-in point with how wide we were to the curb on the left. So, again, we could say poor steering, or bad awareness planning while following the sat-nav, but we certainly didn't get our speed down enough, so it seems reasonable to mark approach speed for this one. We didn't end up on the other side of the road, or look like we were going to lose control too badly, so just a minor.
At the roundabout, turn left, first exit.
This is an example of just a pure steering fault. The approach speed is fine and has nothing to do with it. Look at how the curb bends round to the left before the giveaway line. We were probably looking to the right for too long to realize the steering we had to do and strayed out of our lane slightly. Luckily no one was next to us, otherwise it would likely have been serious or dangerous. Another steering one. Coming up, we overshoot this right turn.
Turn right, then, cross the roundabout, and take the second exit.
Perhaps because we are looking too much at the oncoming traffic and not enough at our point of turn, here. By glancing at the bollards as our point of turn we would have gauged our speed better and been more aware of our positioning. So yes, the steering was bad, but it was an easy turn shape, so why did we take it so wide? Well, observation, there is the section for that, remember. We were likely looking too much at the oncoming traffic and not enough at our point of turn, which is what caused the issue. So, we see that some of these categories rather blend in together. It doesn't particularly matter which one the examiner marks, as a fault is a fault, whichever section it's put under. Here's a scenario where a fault is marked purely for observation.
Take the next road on the left, then, at the end of that short road, turn left again. They are very close together.
We need to observe to the right, past the dark blue car, as we are about to emerge, but the view is restricted, and we failed to look there at all. It could be said that the pedestrians in the road would prevent any cars from coming that way. But what about if there had been someone on a bike? We needed to look out for that possibility, just like we would at a junction on a public road. Yes, if we fail to look at all while emerging from a junction in a more public road setting, then it will also be serious. The most common serious for observations at junctions would be looking, then emerging, but forcing another vehicle to slow down, including at roundabouts. A minor fault for observations at junctions could be if we look a little early, despite not having the best view, but then don't look again as we are at the point with the best view of what's coming just before we emerge. Finally, turning left and turning right.
At the end of the road, turn left.
On this left turn, again we are too fast to be able to control the car properly, and glide over the top of the curb in an ungainly fashion. Again, it could be marked as a number of things: steering, approach speed, or even turning left. If we got further up onto the curb, it could have been marked as serious.
After 300 yards, go right on the roundabout and take the third exit.
There are 2 lanes and no arrows to suggest that we can use the left-hand lane to turn right, so, finishing off with another serious fault.
Go right on the roundabout and take the third exit.
Obviously here we've used the wrong lane on approach for turning right at a roundabout, which was simply marked as junctions, turning right. Another turning right fault could be if we don't position far enough over to allow vehicles through on our left, where possible. Another turning left fault could be if we turn into or out of a road and unnecessarily end up on the wrong side, like in the very first clip, although most would just mark it as a steering fault. For this, lorries have an excuse as they are having to maneuver a large vehicle, but generally, we don't. So, that covers the junction section. Next time we'll take a look at positioning for normal driving and lane discipline.